UFC expert, Animark, our UFC expert, who's also first place in the SBR NHL contest right now. I'm 11th, so I'm looking up at Animark, coming to us live from Phoenix, Arizona. How you doing today, my friend?
Jimmy, Flash, we got to make this thing quick. I got to go get a damn McRib, man. Big Boss making me hungry over here.
Not just the one.
I get it. I get it. Oh, look, Russell Gordy now. It's great to see you, Russell. You've been missed, my friend. Animark, set the stage for us. Where are we for this week's UFC fights?
Jimmy, we are headed all the way to freaking Singapore this weekend. The UFC is going to be on at 3:30 in the morning. So yours truly is going to be pulling another damn all-nighter, and the only fun fact that I can think of for Singapore is you're actually not allowed to chew gum there.
Yes, I've heard that. I've heard you are not allowed to chew gum there. Big UFC Singapore, and you also have a look on Bellator, so we'll close with that. Let's start right now at your first look on this UFC card. We're going to start with Alexander Albu versus Loma Luke Bunmi. Loma Luke Bunmi opening at -110, a 6-cent move towards Loma Luke Bunmi at -116. What's your look in this first fight?
I am backing Loma. She is the fighter in this situation, and I can't believe that this is a pick'em type of fight. So Alexandra, she's an old school karate black belt, but she's actually a CrossFit fitness instructor. So she's physically strong and powerful, but she's real stiff, herky-jerky. She's not really a mixed martial artist. She's an Instagram model with abs. So even though Loma Luke Bonli is going to be the smaller girl here, she's got over 100 Muay Thai fights. She's been fighting Muay Thai since she was like 6 freaking years old. Now she's training out at Tiger Muay Thai, one of my absolute favorite MMA gyms, working on her ground game, getting well-rounded. She's going to be the better fighter here, and especially since she's the hometown girl, I expect her to win at close to a pick'em price.
Close to a pick'em price. What's the next spot on the card?
Okay, well, what about going for 11-0? Evelev and Enrique Barzola. Barzola plus 160 earlier in the week. Evelev 11-0, but does it stack up?
You know, Flash, I got to tell you, last week I tried to fade 2 undefeated fighters and I went 1-1. I need that winning record. I'm going to fade Evloev here in this spot. Enrique Barzola has an 80% takedown defense rating. He trains at American Top Team with the lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. So if anyone is going to get him ready for a fighter who's going to come out and chain wrestle and constantly attempt to take him down, he is in the right place. He's a point fighter with fast and heavy hands, and if you check out his Instagram, he's in the best shape of his life. He's exactly the kind of fighter who can sneak away a split decision win over Evloev, and getting plus 155, plus 160, I think there's a ton of value there. I would line this fight a lot closer, and I think Evloev's getting betting love because of that 11-0 record.
Next fight on your card, Laureano Staropoli versus Muslim Salikov. Salikov opening up at -135, now -178. Wow, so a 43-cent move towards Salikov. Does that make sense? What's your move here?
Jimmy, you know I'm not scared of line moves. I'm on the other side of this thing. We are rolling with the dog. Staropoli is my boy. When he first stepped on the UFC scene, I actually faded him. I had no idea how good this kid was. And in 2 fights, he has completely flipped my opinion. So this is a very interesting matchup because both of these guys are true mixed martial artists. They like to throw spinning shit. They will catch you out of nowhere with a big shot that you just could not have seen coming. Staropoli, on the other hand, is insanely aggressive. Now, his opponent likes to slow the pace down, and he's got big-time knockout power. He looks for that one big shot. Usually he gets it. He's only got 2 losses on his record, but he's only had 2 UFC fights. Staropoli is a younger version of him who's going to be faster, more athletic, and I don't think he's going to walk into the old man's traps. I think he's going to be able to be more effective from the outside and basically just outwork this dude to a decision. And either one of these guys could land a knockout shot, so I'm not counting out the fact that he could get the finish. I will take the dog.
Okay, what about main event? Ben Askren, Demian Maia, Grappler City, 5 rounds, go to distance.
On this one, I'm not playing the total just because there's a lot of different factors. It probably goes the distance, but they've got it set at 4.5, and that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Once again, I'm going to bet the dog. I'm going to take Demian Maia here one last time. The man is 41 years old, and I try not to bet fighters that are over 40 because they are going to get caught by Father Time any day now. They will dip off a cliff. Ben Askren, however, has not been proven to be UFC caliber. Both of his fighters in the UFC have been very, very questionable. He set the record for the fastest knockout in UFC history at 5 seconds. However, he was on the receiving end of that knockout. He's not the one that set the record. It's like when you look in the dictionary for the definition of the word dunk, it's the guy getting dunked on. You don't want to be that guy. So he's going to come out here, and his one sole path to victory is being able to grapple against a high-caliber Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt for 25 minutes without screwing up. He's going to be the first person to ever fight Demian Maia and think, I'm going to put that guy on his back. Demian Maia is very comfortable on his back. Demian Maia has sweeps. He's actually a decorated wrestler himself these days. He's turned his style into something that can accommodate wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When this fight is standing, Demian Maia is actually going to be the better striker. I think all the value is on Maia here. And as much as I love Ben Funky Askren, I'm going to fade him one more time here.
Fading Askren. A couple more fights on your card. Ashley, Yoder, Randa, Markos. Markos opening up -165. It's pretty much still there. You have a look here?
Yeah, I do. I decided to jump on Randa Markos late. I was waiting to see how she turned out mentally. So she is fighting another grappler. However, Randa is going to be the wrestler in this situation. It's almost the exact opposite of the main event that I just broke down. I think that Randa Markos is going to be the better grappler. She's going to stay on top using her wrestling. Her opponent's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game is not dangerous enough to catch her off the back. Randa Markos is going to be the more physically strong of the two fighters. I think she's the rightful favorite. Now that the line has dipped a little bit, I think it's playable. I got her at -160.
Okay, what about Alex White, Raphael Fiziev? There seems to be value in this one as well, my lad.
Yes, sir, there is. We're straight up going to bet on violence. Fiziev is the striking coach for Tiger Muay Thai. Like I said, one of my absolute favorite MMA gyms. This guy is the coach for every single one of those brutal, brilliant strikers that comes out of that camp. Dude's got skills. He's athletic. He throws bombs. His opponent, Alex White, also is a heavy power puncher, and I'm not sure which guy belongs in the UFC and which guy doesn't. All I know is they both hit hard. We're going to bet the under 2.5 at -120 and just hope somebody hits the canvas.
Remember, that's a free round event. Only the main event's 5.
Under 2.5 at -120. Noli knows jumping on that Kings Blues under 5.5 at +105. Good work getting the plus number. I can understand if you're going to get a +105, taking the 5.5 instead of the 6. I'll be watching that closely, Noli. Get after it. Good luck, my friend. And then finally, we have a Bellator look for you. Where are we for a Bellator match tonight? Or this weekend, excuse me.
You know what? There's actually 2 Bellator fights this weekend, Jimmy. There is one on Friday night. They're pulling a double header. It goes Bellator Friday night, UFC Saturday morning, Bellator Saturday night. So it is a full mixed martial arts weekend for us here. My look is on the main event for Bellator's Saturday card, Bellator 232. It's the finals of the welterweight tournament. They've been running a welterweight tournament for a couple of months now, and their current welterweight champion, Rory MacDonald, who is a former UFC contender, is taking on Douglas Lima. This is a rematch, and they have currently got Douglas Lima marked as the favorite. Rory won the first fight. There was a lot of questionable stuff that came out about Rory's mentality because he found God, and he really had a hard time adjusting to being a professional fighter that made his living off of hurting people and then becoming a Christian and trying to have a faith-based life. He was really struggling with that, and for 2 fights, you could absolutely tell. I was waiting for the interviews on this one, and when he sat down, he seems to have found that balance, and he is okay with the fact that God has blessed him with the ability to attack and crush other people. Now that he has found that peace, I think he's going to come out and we're going to see more of the Red King like he used to be. Since he's the underdog in this spot, we're getting +135 on him. I think there's tons of value there. He won the fight the first time. He's extremely well-rounded. He knows how to handle Douglas Lima. He has done it once before, and I think he can do it again. So I love him here as an underdog.
Backing the BC boy, the Canadian boy. I like hearing that. Before we put a bow on this segment, your Vikings, giant favorites tonight. Are you making a move on this game?
No.
Jimmy, I'm going to take a shot at 2 props, my man. Unfortunately, I got to pour one out from my boy. Adam Thielen will not be with us on the field this evening. But because of that, you can get Stephon Diggs to score a touchdown at -120 at any point in time during this game. And I love that because Adam Thielen is the go-to weapon for the Vikings. And anytime he's at all questionable or covered, they drill Diggs for a touchdown. The other thing I'm going to take a shot on is I'm actually going to put a small sprinkle on my boy Kirk Cousins to score a touchdown anytime throughout this game at +700. He's facing his old team, and he's going to want to rub that in just a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they pull a quarterback sneak, and getting that 7-1 is juicy for me. So those are my 2 looks. I'm not touching the spread. I expect the Vikings to win, but I'm honestly a little concerned on the short week that they're going to look to stay healthy, win the game, and get out of Dodge. I don't know if they'll run the score up.
Yep, dog fight for me. I fancy you take the Skins points, and then when it doesn't go, you win, and you win again. So for me, take the Skins points. It's a dog fight, and if they know they're going to go to Diggs, so I fancy they'll try and block off that channel.
Yeah, it's man. Well, you got me off the Vikings, which is
A plus.
yeah, I guess. Much love to you, Animark. Good luck with your Vikings tonight. On behalf of Flash, I hope they win, but don't cover. Thank you for sharing your hard work with this big UFC night. Also adding in the Bellator look for tomorrow evening. Stay up late and cash big, my friend. Could you tell us a little bit about your big MMA UFC contest right now on Sportsbook Review?
Absolutely, Jimmy. Thank you. The Lords of the Cage. We are in week 4. This is the final week of the contest. And it's getting interesting. I am currently in 2nd place, and I am tied with 2 other cappers. There is only 1 man who is beating me by a single pick. Behind me, there are 4 more cappers who are down by 1 UFC pick, and I think we've got a 10-fight card this weekend. It all comes down to Saturday morning. There is still time for you to jump in this contest. Sign up on the SBR forum. There's no lines. There's no odds. All you got to do is pick winners based on the list that we send out. There is winning cash and prizes every single fight. And if this thing goes well, we'll do more. Hopefully I can pull this off. I'd love to win my own contest one time, but there's a cash prize for whoever beats me if not. So I'm excited.
Oh, nice job. So look at Animark, 2nd in the UFC contest, 1st in the NHL contest.
He wants to get out a bit more, doesn't he? He's just full up with competitions, and now he's got to go and get a McRib.
Yeah, now he's going to go eat a McRib.
I just gotta
Animark,
get my
thank you
shit
so much
together in the NHL contest or the NFL contest.
Yeah, you're still fine there. We're all kind of right around 500. Need to make a move right now. The few of us, but I mean, Al Mack rolling, Ian Cameron rolling, Boss in the Sauce looking good. Natalie.
Oh yeah, just listen. It's like Yoder. That's all it is. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, doosh. And it comes in.
Animark, thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Enjoy Friday night, Saturday morning.
Thank you guys for having me once again. You can find me at Die Hard MMA Pod on Twitter. Good luck to everybody with all of your betting action. I'm going to go uncork some Fireball and watch the Vikings play tonight, and then I'm going to wake up and pour some more in my coffee cup to watch those fights at about 5 a.m.
I love it. There he is, Animark in the house.